All right, let me get over here real quick. So yeah, man, we're actually doing pretty good as far as work and this channel and output and uploading. I'm getting on point with that, so that part's good. All right, we'll walk this way, whether it's comfortable or not. Hold on. But what I want to talk about with y'all tonight is a very beautiful night out. It's like a little bit of like fog, kind of different. I like it. It's calming. But yeah, basically I want to talk about the theory of there being no spoon. A lot of you are going to be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" You should know, but you'll figure it out in a minute. But you may not know what I'm going to actually describe and explain in context. There is no spoon, okay? It's from the Matrix. There is no spoon. It was what he was trying to teach Neo, and Neo was having a hard time. Really, Neo was having a hard time grasping and understanding it, but it worked out perfectly in divine timing, where he got to understand. You know what I mean? Which is pretty cool if you ask me. Give me 1 second. So, like I said, he was trying to teach Neo this, and yeah, Neo was having a hard time grasping it and couldn't understand, which is normal, natural for anyone. Most folks are not going to understand. You know, I mean, even me, I'm working on it and training myself and retraining and recalibrating my mind basically. And this is the stuff I work on. Well, all of y'all are worried about this and that and all this nonsense, and you know, folks feel some way, or folks are jelly, or folks are whatever they are. Who cares? You understand? Like you gotta break free from this matrix. You gotta quit worrying about other people and how they feel and what they're doing. And I never have ever. I just pay attention. You know what I mean? Because I got to take care of myself. I got to protect and defend myself. I got to do that. But you know, for the most part, I stay focused on me and what I'm doing, man. You know what I mean? I'm Neo in the Matrix for real. and I really study this stuff and look into it. And I just thought that was so interesting. It's such an interesting theory and philosophy, and it's very real. And I know it's very real, just like I know God is real. Because like I said, God has moved so much for me in front of me. I mean, God told me He's real and proved it. He didn't have to tell me He was real. He made it so obvious, and I already knew He was real. There was never really a doubt in my mind on that. Like, I know God is real. I've always known God is real. You could feel it. And I've defended this in arguments, even when I was younger, with people. And, some people just have an answer for everything. It's not about being right or wrong, it's about learning um, and embracing the truth, you know. And to me, I think God has a lot to do with truth because truth never changes. Truth is always there. It's always constant. And I'm the truth, and I represent truth and reality. But like I said, it's the concept basically that this is a matrix. And how do you put it? It's just so interesting to me. I mean, you really got to think about this. These people with this agenda, okay, and we know most of who they are and who they're comprised of, right, and their habits. And, to be frank, the fact that they're all very, very after money, we'll just put it like that, right? That's all they worry about. But they have this agenda and these people, and it's just so funny to me and ironic because they literally call themselves the Zionists. They call themselves Zionists, but you folks can't wake up and figure out what they're telling you. I mean, there's not a chance that folks would call themselves Zionists, and that's what's happening, the Zionist agenda. And then you got the Matrix talking about Zion, and they're saying that Zion is the real, the real deal, basically, so to speak. Zion is reality, like the real world. Like there's a real world that exists that's not the Matrix, but I don't believe this is Zion. Like I think this is the Matrix, and I think that's what it's about. There's another one who's probably jelly. All right, told you. They all do weird things and they have weird habits. Has nothing to do with me. That's a reflection of you. Understand? Folks, watch my live streams, whatever. I don't pay no attention. So don't worry about that stuff. I'm not going to get caught up in that because it's irrelevant to me. The spoon doesn't exist. Okay? That's the whole point. That's why all this nonsense is irrelevant. That's what you need to wake up to. Figure out. This is a matrix. This was always a matrix. It's been a matrix. It's real because it's real to us, but it's a matrix. That's what folks don't get, you know? Like, I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just saying I'm trying to understand it and figure it out. You know what I mean? But that's what the lesson was. That's what the lesson was that he was trying to teach Neo. He was explaining to him. He tried to do it in 30 seconds. He tried to explain to him and teach him there is no spoon. You can't bend the spoon because it's impossible to bend the spoon, right? Why is it impossible? It's impossible because of your mindset, because our thoughts are so important. And like I've always taught this and learned this early and always said this, we live in a thought realm. This reality around us is being constructed by our thoughts. And there's a collective consciousness, which I have approached a million times by myself, right? And basically overcame, right? Because I have different thought patterns than most of the world. So this is why you look at me and I'm in like greater shape than like anyone in the world. I'm literally Batman. Look at me, I look huge, right? Because this is real. This is not fake. Matter of fact, hold up. Look like I got a little halo. But yeah, today's an off day. But yeah, man, like I said, like, it's not just because I train. I mean, it has a lot to do with me training, but everything about me is the fact that I'm awoke. I'm an awoken being. You understand? Why would they call the agenda the Zionist agenda? Why would these people be called Zionists if Zion isn't real? I think Zion is a place, just like I believe and know that Hollow Earth exists. I think the portal or the gateway or tunnels to get to Hollow Earth are possibly in Antarctica. They say they have their own sun. Obviously, they probably have their own moon, right? They have their own sun. That's what it says. Oh, that's literally what it says, right? And this is what I'm saying while I'm trying to talk to you. If you listen, you'll see them mess with the radio signal when I'm saying a lot of truth right in front of you. Even when the shows go out, you can see it. So when I tell y'all, like, I got targeted by the government, I'm not lying, right? Like, no, like, they've been doing this stuff forever. Like, I'm literally Neo in the Matrix. So you got to pay attention and just wake up to what's going on here and the bigger paradigm and the bigger picture. And that's why I'm here. And obviously why I'm on this planet and what my life purpose is and my life path. Yeah, to wake people up, but that was the point of the lesson. And what they were saying, what they were teaching is that the people's problem is that they're not reaching enlightenment. They're not looking within. God has taught me time and time. Here we go again. I keep doing this with my phone screen when I'm talking to you. God has taught me time and time again. I mean, constantly for a long time referred to. I mean, he talked for a long time about looking within, about everything was within me. All the answers were within me. And I listened, and I understood to a certain point, but when you're leaning on human understanding, which is what he tells you not to do, it's hard to understand. Like, that's how I know God is real, because he's teaching me. Like, he literally teaches me, and it's waking me up and making me realize everything he's ever told me is true. The answers are truly within me, and that's what I use every day. So I walk spiritually. The reason why I make any money, spiritually. The reason why folks help me out, spirituality. The reason why I'm able to get by every day, spirituality, God, because of God and my connection to God. I sit at the right hand throne of God. Again, I sit at the right hand throne of God. It's different. We're living different. See, I'm living completely through faith. Everything I do every day is based upon faith in God. You understand? And I just hope that people will listen and learn to what I'm saying. And this is what I'm working on. And this is why I train so hard and why I keep pushing myself. I am obsessed with the concept that none of this is real. None of it. I've believed it for a long time. I don't think any of this is real. Anything. All these highways, these streets, these roads, these street lights, these signs. I don't believe that any of them are real. I believe that they're made out of nothing. That's what they tell you. They tell you matter is actually nothing. So the reason why I train so hard is because I believe in the concept that you can transport through walls. I believe in the concept that you can get to a point where it's not even so much just, oh, they keep doing the phone screen thing, where it's not even so much about just strength, but I think strength could have, some use and level to do with it, of course, but, where you can get that strong. You know what I mean? I don't have to explain it. You should be able to figure out what I'm saying, like, where you can pretty much move through anything. You understand? And that's what I'm after. That's what a lot of you don't understand. I'm not really, like, I worry about, the money stuff a little bit. I really don't. I give it to God, but, I worry about it a little bit, concern myself. I count. I do math. I try to do the best I can. I try to create opportunities Really God sends them to me. I usually don't have to try right now, honestly, legitly. But my point is just, this is all real stuff, dude. And it's something that people should learn. Like, I'm trying to train to get to another level and to another point. I set 206 world records already in my sleep. They're all tangible. You understand? I don't care if a couple of them kind of repeat themselves. There's always nuances to it because the way I do it, I'm not worried about that. But they're all legit and they're real. And I've done something that nobody's ever done in the history of time. In all of history, I've made history already. In a lot of ways, what I went through is biblical. What I continue to go through, everything I do is biblical. I'm making biblical history. You understand? Literally. You know, I'm just saying, bro, the concept that he was trying to teach and explain to Neo, and people have always known I've been about this and I'm very into this and I study this. None of this exists. None of it. It's a thought realm. None of it. I repeat, the point of what he was telling him, I want you to listen so you can actually try to learn and grasp this concept and understand what I'm saying. He was telling him, don't try to bend the spoon. To bend the spoon is impossible. Why is it impossible? Because your mind made it impossible, because your mind perceived, this is the jewel, your mind perceived that you had to bend that spoon. You gave the spoon existence. So because you gave the spoon existence, right, you gave it that power. You created your own limitations. So when they say Batman is limitless, and then they say this in every depiction, he says, Batman has no limits, right? And he tells him, well, you do, sir. You know what I mean? Because he's trying to look after him and take care of him. But the truth is, Batman really has no limits at all. At least that's the concept. That's the goal we're trying to get to. So when it comes to everything that I do, being the enforcer, changing everything, shutting down illegal organizations, everything that I do, right? When it comes to getting busy, I'm the best in the business because I have no limitations. I'm the best in the business because I really am the best. Because I did not accept the norms that everyone else did. See, all these other people, they've been indoctrinated. They believe in lies. They believe that they can't be more. They believe that they can't be greater. They believe that they're just merely normal and human. But I don't. I've always known that I was more. My entire concept was I wanted to push people to be more. I knew that human beings were capable of so much more than what we settle for. You know what I mean? And I realized that and saw it through me, through things that I went through and experiences I had and things I've survived. I survived impossible things. I've seen my body do impossible things. Things that some of it you haven't seen. That's what y'all don't get. A lot of these things just happen. I've seen me do some serious stuff, bro, that's not normal and like be perfectly fine. And that doesn't make much sense. Like, I'm talking about going through things too physically, but still just getting through it without any issue. You know what I mean? Like, not even nothing. Like, you know what I mean? So my point is, I don't know. It's just very interesting to me. I mean, that's just what it feels like. I feel like it's definitely a matrix. I'm not saying it's not real. It has to be. It's real to me. I mean, it's my life. It matters. Everything. It's all that matters. Life is beautiful, and all this is very real to me. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, I like the concept. I think the concept means a lot and teaches a lot. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on embracing it. That everything, all this nonsense people talk, all this yada yada, this, that, none of it exists. Honestly, y'all don't exist. And I keep telling you this. Fear doesn't exist. I mean, listen to what these folks said. The leader, I don't know if it was Kennedy or who, but one of them leaders or presidents, they said, or Abraham Lincoln, one of them, said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. If that don't tell you right there, when a guy that's in a position of real power at that time, if he's telling you that, knowledge is power, man. Maybe they knew something. Maybe he knew something that we didn't. You know, anybody who's in a position like that, I mean, you're talking about esoteric knowledge, you're talking about want to be elite, you're talking about stuff that's been passed down from generation to generation, man. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that trips me out, because they're saying it in Joker videos right now. They're like, these people are tripping because they're like, how did you reach this first? Like, how did you know this? Like, this is esoteric knowledge that they have. And they're looking at me. I've never seen a human being do what I do, ever. Yet in the history of time, I am the prophecy. That doesn't mean anything, different. I mean, Batman is the prophecy because I'm Neo in the Matrix. I just happen to be Batman. You see the difference? I just happen to make a career, right, being Batman, but I'm Neo in the Matrix. That's what y'all don't get. I don't have to put on the bulletproof vest and the 18 gauge steel armor. I don't. I could do the same thing just as me, but I choose to. I choose to because it makes sense. I choose to because, it looks cool, and it's part of it. It comes with the territory of it. But, you know, how to explain it? The truth is, I believe that I can become so powerful. I truly believe in this, that I don't need it. Literally, just like he told Neo, he said, you're going to get to the point that you can dodge whatever. And he said, what? Like, are you serious? Like, he's like, yeah. He said, you're going to get to the point that you won't have to. And that's what I believe. I truly believe that I'm Neo in the Matrix. This is what folks will never understand, because you're still stuck in the Matrix and you're not listening. That's why when folks say weird stuff like, oh, the channel's weird, there's nothing weird. It's weird what you're saying and the energy you're on, because every point here has been proven. I'm not trying to prove anything to you. I'm living my life. Everything is proven and displayed. What are you talking about? You're in denial. That's weird. That's the weirdest thing you can be and do. Be in denial of reality. These points are already proven to you, brother. It's on the camera. Are you serious? It's on the channel, bro. You know what I mean? There's nothing weird about being awoken. That's the whole goal that everybody's trying to reach. So that's when I realized, like, most people are just lost, and they just so far from this knowledge and everything that they'll never understand it. You know what I mean? And it's just funny when they think that they fooling somebody. Like, you're not fooling anybody in any way, shape, or form. You're not fooling anybody. You don't have anybody, like, fooled at all. Like, people know what it is. Like, it is what it is. Feel me? So that's my whole point. Like, it is what it is, homie. You know what I mean? Like, real talk. I don't worry about other folks. Feel me? At all. You know what I mean? So, like I said, how do I explain this to you again? It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I said, this realm is the thought realm. He was telling him, don't try to bend the spoon. To bend the spoon is impossible. Instead, basically convince your mind and come to the perception. It's your perception that's limiting you. Come to the perception and the goal and the viewpoint that it all doesn't exist. If you believe that the spoon doesn't exist, which is obviously the truth, when you come to the truth, the spoon bends, because you didn't give yourself that limitation within your mind of believing that that spoon existed. See the point? In other words, when you come to true awakening, any obstacle in your path can do nothing, which is what I've been trying to achieve this whole time and what I knew I was after. See, the thing I realize is that people make it more and more about, y'all think it's about being tough. You know what I mean? You think it's about, you got these same people, man, right now while I'm doing this. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? Driving around on the same thing, worried about me, probably the same jelly ones. You know what I mean? I'm not concerned. You know what I mean? Because I don't think about any of that. I don't think about y'all. You have other people who focus on me. That's fine. You think about me all you want. You focus on me all you want. It ain't gonna change nothing. I'm gonna keep on pushing. I'm gonna keep on winning right in front of you, just like I told you. You know what I mean? So, like I said, that's the thing, that folks have the illusion that they could stop me. None of you could ever stop me in any way, shape, and form. I don't care how much you cheat. I don't care how unfair you are. I don't care what you try to do or say. Y'all are weak, bro. You'll never stop me. You know why? Because I'm Neo in the Matrix. I'm the prophecy. You think that you can stop a prophecy that's already spoke to me and told me there is nothing that will stop you. My success is inevitable. My rise is inevitable. My reign is inevitable. I'm your king. I'm the king of all kings. This is what you don't understand. There's not anything in this world, no force, no power, no nothing that can stop me. That's what folks don't get. It's over. This story has already been written, okay? Before time. It's already been written. You know what I mean? I got a message today. It told me it's going to be okay. You know what I mean? I believe. I believe. It's just like they said. What's his name? Um, Morpheus. Morpheus believed in Neo so much that he was willing to put everything on the line and do whatever and walk into any situation, and he did because he believed in what? The prophecy. That's faith in God. That's what that is. Faith in love, the truth. That's God. God is love. You understand? That's universal truth. That's how we're all connected. We're all connected by God, which is love. Oh, God is very real, source. You understand? That's why spirituality walks hand in hand. So when y'all try to villainize tarot readings and stuff like that, no, it's not all demonic. If so, why would it tell me what my enemies are going to do a million steps ahead every time? Right now, these folks are going through their karma, hardcore. These folks can't handle their karma, which is exactly what I told you would happen. Every prediction I made is coming true. I defeated an entire witches coven at this point. They just gave me validation of that, confirmation. Thank you. You feel me? I told you. I've won against everybody. Okay? Like I said, y'all don't seem to understand. I'm an emperor in the spiritual realm. I'm a chosen one. You can't go against a chosen one. It's not possible. And win? Hell no. You're going to lose every time. It don't matter who you are. And God is going to send everything back you send my way back in tenfold. And that's what's happened. And they can't deal with it. I told you this. Told you. It ain't no surprise to me. Do you see me rubbing it in? Do you see me getting on here doing a bunch of posts about it? Nah. I put up the video for a couple of minutes, took it down. I got confirmation. I defeated all the witches. I defeated the entire witches coven. And I want nothing to do with you. And I'm going to be happy and continue to go my direction, walk away from you, and live my beautiful life because that's what you're all jealous of. You understand? Yeah. They said it. They said, who the hell can do that? Who's capable of that? And then just walk away like it's nothing. Yeah. That's how I get down. Like Anchorman. That's how I get down. Well, now this is happening. That's how I roll. Oh, that's what he said. He said, that's how I roll. So, like I said, I'm I'm the baddest dude on the planet, bro. Whoever existed and walked. You know what I mean? Outside of like Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna give Jesus credit all day. That's my brother. Feel me? But I'm the baddest dude ever in existence. You know what I mean? Real talk. And if you ask Jesus how he felt about it, he'd probably agree. He'd probably tell you, nah, that's a bad dude right there. Real talk. He'd probably tell you that's the baddest dude ever of all time, right there. You serious? Like that's the thing. I roll with God. I'm not concerned about what y'all think. I'm not concerned about what you feel or tell yourself because your perception is jaded and I've always seen it and always known it. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you say. It's irrelevant to me. You know what I mean? What most of you need to do is learn how to focus on yourself. Like I said, I'm enlightened. I reached enlightenment. None of this stuff exists. And that's how I move every day. That's how I manifest. That's how do you think I created a budget out of nothing? I had nothing, bro. I had $0, then like $2 to my name and did all this. Boy, don't play with me. Real talk. Don't play with me. Y'all can't be serious, bro. There ain't a being in existence that can move like me and do what I accomplished. So quit playing. Quit talking to me about money because you're looking at money as a finite concept. I told you I ran circles around everybody financially because I don't look at money as a piece of paper that exists. I look at it as a tool. You understand? And God knows this. And he said, I know you don't care about money. That's why I'm going to give it all to you. I know you don't care about any of this. So I'm going to crown you. You're royalty. You're the king of all kings. God said, I know you don't care about none of this. What did God do for me? God made me immortal. I never asked, never wanted to be, never cared. All these other people, elites, all these evil demonic people chasing immortality, doing all the evil wickedness. And he gives it to me and gives it to none of them. There's not a celebrity in the world that's immortal. Why do you think you keep seeing this stuff happen with them? What are you talking about? There's not a Mason in the world who's immortal. That's why he tells them in that movie, you're not immortal. I must have seen a million of you make the same claim, right? And each one has what? Exactly. I'm that dude in that vampire movie. I keep telling you, Wesley, you know who. That's me. That's what I do. Everybody knows who I am and what I do. You understand? I'm like Buffy. You feel me? That was my first word too. You want to know what's crazy? That was my first word, buff. Because I had a stuffed animal buffalo and I was at this Western thing like in Arizona or Texas somewhere and I said, buff. That was my first word I ever spoke. Come on, bro. Ain't no coincidences, man. It all makes sense, bro. It's crazy, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is all pre-written, man. It's preordained. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I am the prophecy. I'm not here to prove anything to you. I never was. I've never tried to prove anything to anyone in my entire life. I'm saying the point's been proven and you're going to recognize it. That's what I'm saying. Recognizing and acknowledging reality is not a choice for any of you and anyone. You will all acknowledge as you already have. So that's what I'm saying. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. People waste their time. Your jaded perception and your decisions and your bad decisions and your behaviors and the things you want to say or type will never make me feel any way because they don't affect me. Because again, you're not real. Until you want to acknowledge reality, how will you ever be real? That's why all of you are so disgruntled, miserable, unhappy, worried about other people's joy and happiness because I'm happy, and worried about me because you haven't found existence. You're trying to gain an existence. You don't have an identity. See how I just proved all the concepts and pulled them together and it matches up perfectly and meshes perfectly? That's a genius. You understand? You could never affect me. I'm enlightened. I'm with God. You can't affect me because you literally don't exist to me. None of you. So understand. No, I'm not any term. You can't judge me. I'm not any of the things you say. I'm the truth. I'm the truth that all y'all ran from like you ran from me. I'm the truth that of what all of y'all don't want to embrace. All you are looking for an answer to make yourself feel better because you live in a sheltered environment. The people who jelly on me, they live in small worlds. They do small things. They're local. They're stuck in the valley or somewhere else doing the same jobs or not working or sitting there and drinking all day, having nothing to do. I'm not worried about you because your perception is jaded. You're in denial of reality and you're in denial of God. And God is going to continue to show that in front of you. See, that's the thing. That's the reason why it's not my job to prove a point ever. I don't have to prove a point. God will prove it for me. These are not my anything to stand up to and do anything. These are for me to fall back and say, watch what God do. That's the point. I choose when I move. I know what I'm doing. I know what's my responsibility and what's not. I'm good at my job. I'm good at my purpose on this planet. I know my job. I do it better than anyone. I'm the only one who can do it. That's why I was chosen. Like I said, I'm the prophecy. When I tell you Batman is limitless, I'm not joking. You don't see the distance I'm covering in those jumps. Are you actually paying attention or are you still worried about YouTube? YouTube doesn't exist. Wake up. None of you do. If the spoon doesn't exist, how would YouTube exist? Think. See, you're worried about money and all these things, and these, like I said, those are constraints. Those are man-made concepts that in your mind you believe they're real, but they're not. That's why I'm limitless and why I can't be stopped. I'm unstoppable because I understand and am completely awoken and have realized the concept that nothing in this external reality is real or can move me. And for sure, it can't dictate me or tell me how to think or what to do. You understand? So it's like I said, like, let people do what they do. I could care less. Feel me? None of them exist. And it is what it is, and it'll never change. They never will exist. Y'all can't get an identity. It's hilarious. So it's just like on here. It's all just my entertainment, and that's all it'll ever be, and that's it. You feel me? So, like I said, I enjoy my entertainment, and I stay doing what I do. There is no spoon, bruh. Literally. There is no spoon, bro. Like I said, when you become limitless is when you change your perception. And none of you can do it because you don't have the years of training. This stuff takes time, man. It takes years. It takes practice. Why do you think in the Matrix they were recruiting them right away early and having them work on that in a safe environment and get busy working on this stuff? The reason they were able to levitate blocks and Legos and stuff and bend spoons is because they were able to keep implementing this practice. That's why I'm so big on being at peace, because when you're at peace, you have time to think. You have time to work on your mind. The most powerful tool in existence is your mind. And I've completely
like transformed my mind into a supernova, you know what? You understand? You think folks ain't paying attention to me? I'm sure they are, because I became unpredictable. Joker video told me that. That's God speaking. You understand? All of you can continue to watch. You'll never understand me because I'm a genius. You can never think like me. You can never grasp the level that I think on. You can't grasp how I move. I've been doing this my entire life. When I tell you I made and spent more money than your entire government, which is why I was targeted, that's a fact. When I told you I'm the only self made trillionaire who ever existed, I'm being for real, factually proven. What do you mean, prove it to you? Why would I spend my time proving things to a public who's brainwashed and delusional? What is me proving anything to you going to change for you? You're not going to accept it because you're in denial of reality, first of all. So I can prove it right in front of you as I already have, and you'll still reject it because you're in denial. That's delusion. Proving it to you won't change anything for me, so I have no vested interest in doing so. This is why I wanted to have conversations with everyone. I didn't want them so bad. Y'all did. Y'all want to talk to me so bad and can't tell me nothing. You want to talk to me some way that doesn't exist so bad, but for what? I told you that day when I said these narcs always want to tell me off so bad, but they don't have anything they can tell me because I'm a shining star and I'm beautiful. And everything about my life and me is perfect. Exactly the way God made it. You're going to sit there and try to be jelly of God's design and then talk mess? That don't make no sense. Learn how to talk. Like real talk. If you're going to talk, at least say things that exist. With me, you have nothing, so you can't tell me off. You just telling yourself off. You telling yourself reality. That's why all y'all is having this conniption all the time, and you all in a funk and in a stupor, delusional stupor at that, and you upset. Stay in your feelings. Stay mad. Well, I get rich. Not because of YouTube, not because of even hard work at this point, because of God. It's not in my hands. It's in God's hands because I truly believe and know that God controls this realm, that God is in control always. You understand? I'm not with God for convenience. I'm with God because I truly have love for God, because I love God just like I love Christina. I love God. I love everything he's ever done for me. If he had done nothing for me, I would still love God. I'd still praise God because it's the right thing to do, because it's what my heart wants to do. You understand? Because I have love in my heart. And guess who put it there? God. God gave me life. God gave me all these blessings. God gave me happiness. God gave me the smile on my face. God gave me existence. God gave me a name. God gave me fame. God gave me everything my entire life. How can you not be thankful for that? You know how much God done for me? You got to be crazy, son. Real talk. For people to be walking around and you good, you don't even have problems, and you can't even praise God and give credit to your creator. These people, like, y'all funny as hell. Like, what do you think? Y'all created yourself? Man, y'all got some ego tripping going on. All y'all. Real talk. That's why they all be trying to power trip. To have no idea that they're nobody. You don't even exist. That's why all y'all so upset, because you can feel it. Feel me? See, they think it's about decisions, or they think that they have an answer for me. You clearly don't, and clearly God proved that too, right? There's no way out of it. Y'all created your own environment. You created your own situation. And I'm going to tell you again, right? You have no one to blame but yourselves. Make better decisions. Quit looking for a scapegoat. It ain't got nothing to do with me, you folks. I don't even know you. Focus on you, bro. Take accountability for your actions. Learn. Be grown. Y'all are grown adults. So, like I said, there is no spoon, bro. And that's what I'm going to keep on working with, this physical stuff, with the training. I'm going to work on pushing past limitations that you don't think are possible. That's what I do. That's what y'all don't get. I'm trying to do this not just with me. I'm trying, like, you saw what the Tumblr did in that depiction. You saw what the Tumblr did, right? You have to translate this stuff to everything, to cars, to bat pods. These, even the mechanics and the mechanical, vessels like that have to be spiritually inclined to do things that people never thought possible. That's what I'm here doing. So you don't get it. I wasn't put here to fit in. I was put here to shake things up and wake up the world to the truth about God. And God told me that word for word. There is no limits with God. God has no limits. That's why they say heaven is so much more amazing than this, because it is, because there's no limits. God loves me. He already told me you're going to spend eternity with me. So be patient. You have to be patient because you're going to spend eternity with me. God told me this himself. I promise you on everything I love, bro. So I don't have any worries. I know I'm going to heaven. So I'm good. I made it. I lived the right way. I made the right decisions. I'm good forever. That's what people don't get. Like, I'm happy. Do you know how much restraint it took? Do you know how hard it's been? It's like I said, God said, I'm rewarding you not because you made mistakes. I'm rewarding you because you made every right decision. Feel me? I've done everything right. And sometimes you got to stand up, stand your ground, and stand up for yourself. Always, no matter who it is. Sometimes you got to prove that people are no good and they wrong and they evil and wicked. And that's what I've done. See, I didn't have a choice to be Batman. I had to be. I had to be for my survival. I had to. This was me standing up. And that's how I got created. And now you're going to take, God's going to take that Batman that he designed and scripted and completely, not scripted, he scripted, designed, molded, created, and built me, right? By design. I got molded in darkness. Real talk. Oh, you think darkness is your ally? I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By that time, it was nothing to me but bright, right? You don't get it. You just don't get it. You don't get it, son. This isn't a mud hole. You don't get it, and you never will. And that's why it's funny because you can hear God speaking through me right now. I can see my smile, the inner smile, and God's smile smiling at you right now while I'm telling you because you know it's the truth. God is smiling upon me right now, laughing at y'all. Because that's what it's always been about, is my power. And you felt God within me. You felt the light and saw the light within me. And you little demons, you cowardly little demons, you little demons, your little demons are weak and you felt phased. God is always the answer. You don't have an answer for me because you can't defeat God. It's not possible. His power is limitless. It is incomprehensible. Do you understand me? God told me you're going to fly. Well, guess what that means? I'm going to fly. Batman is going to fly. God already told me. God's told me a lot, man. You know what I mean? And trust me, he's still like, like everything for me is new. It's amazing, man. This experience is just unbelievable, bro. So look at these people. I'm saying, how can you deny out there? I want people to come to God the right way and build a relationship with God and talk to God and have a connection with God. I want to bring people to God the right way. Truly, that's my job. That's what I want to do. I'm all about God, man. And I'm all about Christina. These folks is upset because I'm about what matters. I'm about me because I'm bettering myself. When you decide to become a better person and you choose peace, you're gonna lose a lot of fake friends, man. The thing is, I was way ahead of all the fake friends. That's why they in their feelings. Because I already knew you was against me. I knew you've been jelly of me since day one and still talk right in front of you. Yeah, I was never surprised by anything. I was 50 moves ahead of you. I'm a genius. You just didn't know. Why? Because you don't know me. Because you didn't take time to know me. You don't listen to the program. You don't listen to me and my thoughts. Y'all don't listen. Most of you folks just go through the motions every day and you unhappy. I mean, to me, that's hell. Like I said, people create their own heaven and hell for themselves. Y'all all think you slick. Y'all all think you on something. Y'all all thinking, but you thinking about materialism that you don't even have and you can't even acquire money and all y'all broken poor. And you thinking about like this crafty, weird, trying to be clever nonsense and you ain't on nothing. All y'all think you're the smartest one in the room and I am. All y'all need to sit down and learn. I'm a genius. You understand? I own folks, bro. For real. I own all of y'all. Y'all, you can't be serious, bro. I'm the king. King of all kings, baby, son of God. Truly. The Son of God does what? Performs miracles. You don't see me performing miracles every day in front of your eyes? The Son of God does things you've never seen anyone do. Do I not do that? The Son of God saves lives. Is that not what I've done? And still you deny. So when Jesus Christ walked this planet, don't tell me you didn't deny him, because you did. Don't tell me you didn't treat him the same way, because it's in the Bible and in the story and explains how he went through hell and how he stood up to y'all. He was very aggressive. There was nothing, soft about him. Yeah, he was soft in the sense like I am, sensitive, but that was the thing. We walk between both worlds. That's why they ask, how can something so nice be able to be so powerful? Because that's the power of God. I have both dynamics within me. You understand? Everything I was taught about Jesus from actual teachers, like in college, even down here, right? Y'all don't remember Mr. Markley? He's who got me started on a lot of that stuff. He taught me how to control reality through my subconscious, not joking. He taught me about what Jesus truly was. Jesus was a highly trained ninja, in case you didn't know. Mr. Markley used to talk about walking through walls, and I listened. I was one of the probably only students that attended that college that listened to Mr. Markley and what he was talking about. Other people probably dismissed it as crazy or said this and that. I listened to him and I learned. I started doing what he told me, and I started learning how to control my subconscious. And I'm going to probably start that again. You don't get it. You get to the point like me where you're superhuman and you're literally architecting and controlling this reality. Okay? That's what you don't get. You get to that point. It's just like there's a lot that comes with it. It's not easy. That's what y'all don't get. So, like I said, I'll talk to you in a minute, man. Do you? Knowledge is scary sometimes. That's the thing. So you got to like take it easy on that stuff. That's why I got away from a lot of that stuff. I manifest without trying. I'm cool. I'll work on things, but like I said, it is what it is. Like you got to know what you're doing, bro. Like I said, I got God with me, man. I'm good. So like I said, y'all do you. I'm gonna keep on doing me, and that's it. I love God. I love you, Christina, more than anything. I'm praying for you, and I'm always with you, and I'm always with you in spirit. I'm always by your side, and I'm right here for you. I love you more than anything. All right. So no, I know God's not gonna let her down or let me down or let us down. She's gonna pull through. She's gonna be okay, and she's gonna be with me soon. And we're gonna have all the money in the world and be happy. That's what I truly believe. 100%, without any doubt. I believe in God. I believe in God's promise. It never matters what it looks like in any instance or how bad it gets or how hard or how impossible it gets, because I've learned to believe in God. I've had it impossible. I've had it hard as it gets. Like he told me, there is no testimony without a test. I didn't understand it at the time. He told me, don't lean on human understanding. So now I listen. It's not for us all to understand, even me. You know what I mean? It's not. Let it be. That's the problem with a lot of folks. They can't just let things be. Let it be, bro. You know what I mean? You got something bothering you, get over it. You know what I mean? I'm a good person. You know what I mean? I know it ain't me. So if anything bothering anybody out there about me, it's because I shine. It's because of my power. It's because I exist. It's because I'm me. It's because God loved me and they jealous. Feel me? Like I said, there's another philosophical lesson for you from the boss, from the real philosopher boy. All right, I'll talk to you in a minute. Like I said, man, stay mad while we keep on making this deal. Oh, 1 second. Let me check real quick. Hold up. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, we getting mad views and we gonna stay getting mad views. So like I said, I mean, I make money on here, and quite frankly, I mean, it's not that much right now, but it's gonna build, I think. I think everything is gonna build. I just know God's gonna help me, man. And like I said, I'm not competing with anyone. I'm just stating a fact and telling you the truth. Y'all don't make no money on here. I make more money on here than all of y'all. You know what I mean? All these folks on YouTube, yeah. No, I'm definitely making more money than y'all. That's why, like I said, y'all ain't never talking about, oh, I made money, nothing. Like I don't hear nothing, because it's all fake. Because none of all y'all have to cheat. That's why all y'all's like everything you do is fake. Like, man, that sucks for you, bro. I make real money over here because I did it genuinely. I came up hard. Feel me? I had to build this with my own genius and my own hard work and my bare hands. It was difficult as hell. It was practically impossible with everyone trying to stop me and hold me back too. So it must mean something, right? Right. Because the minute you cheat yourself. That's the fact. Just like the minute y'all play these games, right? You win silly prizes, and when you play games, what? You play yourself out of great opportunities. Readings tell me what it is right now. Oh, people crying and crying for me to come back and walk back into their problems and say it'll never happen because I'm royalty. Get over it. Like I said, folks, it's funny, man. We told all y'all reality day one a long time ago. Like I said, I'm gonna be with Christina forever. I love Christina, genuinely. You understand? That's my woman, and that's my future wife, and I stand on it. So, like I said, these folks, like I said, they're hilarious. You feel me? So, yeah, like I said, man, we gonna keep on winning. There is no spoon. There's a lesson learned. All right. I'll talk to y'all in a minute, man. Be easy. All right. Stay mad while we make this dough. Like I said, the amount will update in a minute too, and it's gonna be over 40 some bucks. All right. Stay mad. All right. Easy. Who for real, boy? We winning. What you doing, Batman? Winning. So yeah, like I said, man, that's all I really got to say right now. But just know, man, I'm on a different level, man. I move differently, and, I'm doing different things, and people follow me, man. People know I'm a leader, man. People know I'm an actual prophet, just like I told these folks to their face. I told all them fake pastors like Raul to their face, sitting there laughing. He said he a prophet. Like, yeah, I am a prophet. What does that mean? He didn't really say it like that either. They'd be sending subliminals and talking in context. Like he said that it was like acting like it was funny, like what I was saying as a whole, but like probably trying to dismiss it, like all of reality. That's why when you come in front of these folks, they talking about concepts and things that were never there. Like that's crazy, bro. So you can just see like, oh, okay, that individual is rejecting reality. Like, yeah, that's not normal. That's weird. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. That's how people look at you. And people look at me and they say, oh man, that man's well put together. He's a boss. He's got it all. He's building. He knows how to build and succeed. And he's building for everyone else and helping people. All right. That's all I got to say, man. Easy one. Like I said, stay mad while we stack this money. Easy.